We are going to go ahead and get started here. Welcome to the Stay Healthy Challenge mini nutrition seminar on meal prep basics. This is going to get us set up for success, planning our meals, prepping our meals for the week, so we don't get off track as we go through our week. All right, so before we get started with our 3 steps to success, we want to do just a quick self-assessment on your meal prep habits. Keep in mind that you can also use this self-assessment when thinking about your goals. So our first question, what does successful meal prep look like to you? Is it making time to go to the grocery store and cook your meals? Is it being more consistent with your meal prep? Or is it making your meal prep more efficient? Next question, what meal prep strategies worked well for you in the past? What have you tried before? How did it work for you? What do you struggle with most when it comes to meal prep? And what has inhibited you from being successful with meal prepping in the past? So these questions are really important as they give us insight into your individual needs and determine what you need to focus on first to improve our meal prep strategies. Remember, when we achieve our goals by turning them into habits, we're gonna see results consistently by completing our action steps. So we'll talk about action steps again as we go farther along in our presentation today. So the first step, as with everything that we've done so far, is to create a plan. And that's gonna start with setting realistic goals. To achieve our goals, we want to break them down into important habits, which will be achieved again by completing our action steps. So here are some things regarding meal prep that we can consider. We want to maybe designate a grocery shopping and meal prep day, block off some time on our calendar for either one of those. So block off time on your calendar, maybe on Saturday or Sunday, to go to the grocery store, block off an hour or a couple hours on Saturday or Sunday, or maybe midweek to get your meal prep done. You can also think about habit stacking, which is something that we've talked about before. Habit stacking your meal prep onto something else that you already consistently do. And then we want to think about maybe choosing some simple recipes to try. If we try some super complicated recipes to start, maybe that will be a little bit too difficult and we'll kind of fall off track with our meal prep. So keep it simple to start and then go from there. So when we're planning our meals, you can try using the Family Dinner Planner. This is something we've talked about in our previous seminars. This is a great tool to help prepare you for meal prep. So the Family Dinner Plan can also be used to help create your grocery list. Something that you might want to take a look at when you're going through your meal planning is to look ahead at your calendar and see what days maybe you have things going on, what days we need to plan for a little bit better, what days we'll have more time, and then that can help you plan your week as well. And remember that our action steps turn into habits, and habits are what will help us achieve our goals. We work on our action steps, it takes a little bit of effort, they turn into habits, we don't have to think about them as much, and that's going to get us closer to achieving our goals. So we want to create some action steps, and here are some examples. So an example would be picking 2 to 3 protein staples for our week, stocking up on frozen food, planning out your balanced snacks ahead of time, loading up on vegetables, always having vegetables in our refrigerator, creating a grocery list and organizing by grocery store department. This will save you a ton of time with your grocery shopping. If you have your list ready in advance of what you need to get for your meals, for your snacks, you can organize it. We'll have a produce section, we'll have our protein or meat, our dairy, whatever we need. We'll just organize it based on what we need, and that'll make our grocery trip a lot faster. You can also check out the Healthy Steps Nutrition website for some great meal prep recipe ideas. They have a lot of really simple recipes that are very, very delicious. A lot of them are very macro balanced as well. So take a look at that website if you need a little bit of input on your meal planning. So step number 2 is going to be executing the plan. Now we're going to put our plan into action. First thing, you're going to gather your groceries. Again, make a list before you go. If you go in without a plan, you're going to be there for a while. You're probably going to buy things that maybe you shouldn't, or you'll forget things that you might need for your week. We also want to prep our food. You can defrost your food, wash it, cut it, chop it, and prepare your food for cooking. We have a couple different cooking appliances that you can use that will help save time as well. Batch cooking large portions of staples such as vegetables and proteins. If you know that cooking vegetables during the week takes you a long time, chop them up, roast them in the oven, cook as much as you need to. You can just reheat them later, and it will save you a bunch of time during the week. Same thing with your proteins. You can cook some bigger servings or bigger portions of your staple proteins and have those available for your meals later in the week. If you prep and portion your meals, that's also going to save you some time as well. So you can measure out your portions or use a 3-compartment meal prep container, which come in very, very handy when you're trying to measure out, or you stick to the plate method when you're taking your food with you on the go. So some of our favorite tools are going to include the crock pot or slow cooker, muffin tins, air fryer, baking sheets or pans for roasting, for storing your food in portioned out servings. Again, the 3-compartment containers are going to be a great investment. So eating healthy and meal prepping does not have to be boring or repetitive. I think this is the mindset that we get into, is if I'm going to eat healthy, it's chicken, rice, and broccoli every day. We often think that meal prep means we're going to eat the same thing over and over and over again. You can use the same protein source in a variety of different ways. So for example, if we put a bunch of chicken in the crock pot, we make pulled chicken, you can use that for 5 different recipes. We can put it in chicken soup, we can make a kale chicken salad, we can have chicken tacos, we could do a chicken stuffed sweet potato, avocado chicken salad. The options are endless. You cooked a whole huge batch of protein, you have your shredded chicken, and you can use it throughout the week for a bunch of different recipes so you don't get bored. So step number 3 is going to be tracking your progress. If you don't track your progress, you can't measure your success. Tracking and seeing results also leads to increased motivation that's going to keep us going. You can track your meal prep in a few different ways. How consistent you are, so how consistent you are week to week in prepping your meals and snacks, and how much money you're potentially saving from not going out to eat, ordering food, or buying pre-made foods. You're sticking to making your own foods at home. You can also track your food intake by writing it down or using an app. Some of our favorite tracking tools include the Healthy Steps Nutrition app. MyFitnessPal is a great one for tracking your food. Your calendar, so planning out your meals, having your calendar ready with your family dinner planner, phone notes, and you can track your biometrics as well, such as your measurements, your weight, your photos. So taking those 3 photos along the way every week to kind of track how we're looking as we go. It's really hard to see the changes if you're looking at yourself in the mirror every day. So if we have these progress photos along the way, that helps out with that. All right, Kathy, you're hopping in right at the end. So remember, after you do your self-assessment of your current meal prep habits, we want to create our plan, then we're going to execute the plan, and then you're going to track your progress. And that is it for our meal prep basics. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about that, shoot me a quick email, Karen@b3gym.com.